and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So last time, we returned to the post-game, or returned to the island for the post-game, and this time, and by doing so, we're trying to get all of the remaining Chamber Stones. I'm upset I got that first try after how much of a procedure it was in the previous part. But there we go, that's Pokey. Normally starting in the middle right column, or middle right area, below where the bomb is. You got a Pokey figure. The memory of meeting these still stings. One fun fact is Pokey's got a redesign. In most modern portrayals, Pokeys are yellow. I want to say Paper Mario is actually one of the first games that did that. I'm legitimately trying to think now, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, Paper Mario was first. Because, there's basically poison Pokeys, which are, like, kind of a teal-colored Pokey, and they can poison you. But the regular Pokeys, like in the desert, are yellow. So I'm pretty sure yellow Pokeys might have started there. But in Mario 2, they're actually green. So yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing the green design again, because it doesn't really show up very much. Alright, so this is the special one. Bow Wow, or Chain Chomp, to be more precise, only appears once you beat the game. That was dumb. Why did I think to do that? Actually, that almost worked out. And it almost kind of worked. As backwards as it kind of ended up being. I wanted to nudge it to the side. Yeah, that's perfect, actually. That's not perfect, actually. So it's gonna push it, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I kinda just messed this up, I'm gonna be honest. So again, if it ends up really messed up, you can always just reload the room and all the figures will be back on their normal positioning. Because, and this is definitely a case where I feel like there's no redeeming this run. So we're gonna try this again. I do like how there's more to do in the trendy game. I just wish the minigame itself was less, unwieldy at times. I know it's purposefully unwieldy because, you know, crane games are just like this, but, on repeated plays, it tends to be kind of a lot. That's too early, I think. Yeah, that's way too early. Yeah, this is one where you actually have to not read it, I'm pretty sure, because the crane is gonna stop the Chain Chomp from moving, so I think I'm actually using the wrong strategy for this. You know, one thing I noticed about the crane itself is it's very octagonal, but the shadow looks round. Just a really weird minor detail I just noticed. So we're gonna aim about here. That might be wrong, we'll see. That worked. Now, please don't drop it. That right arm of the crane is looking very precarious. It also might bounce, so that would be an issue. There we go. No, thank you. We are done. You got a Bow Wow figure. It's scarily realistic. You've got a good eye and a steady hand. In here, that makes you a champ. And here's the lump of rock to prove it. I think it's called a Chamber Stone? You got a Chamber Stone. So that is our 5th Chamber Stone. And listen, no champ pays more than 5 rupees to go in my establishment. So now, if you want to do the rupee farming method of getting the red and the purple rupee, you get even more of a profit now, because you get a discount. I know we got the Chamber Stone already, but we should go place the figure. It's only, fitting after all that effort. Alright, last one. Oh, my Bow Wow is so proud of his fine fur coat. It's a little one, too. Chow Chow. I actually never realized that before. Despite passing through there, I never really noticed that. So we have a bit of a conundrum here. How much fishing do we do before we completely give up on this? Because we're actually running out of chamber stones we can realistically get at the moment. I'm gonna give it a few tries, and then we're gonna move on to our next showcase. Never mind, I'm not giving it another try. We'll get it later, hopefully. So, we have 5 chamber stones. There are 2 more we could get through regular means, but there's a little bit of a catch. The maximum number of chamber stones is 14. So, even if we get the one from the fishing game and the one from the seashell mansion, because we're still missing a seashell, we still have 7 to go. The remaining 7 are from the shop. 1,280 rupees. So there are 7 chamber stones. You got a chamber stone, so that should put us up to 6. But when we re-enter the shop, there's another chamber stone for the same price. You know what that means? To get all of the chamber stones, you need to spend, in addition to minigame money, of course, in the shop alone, you need to spend 8,960 rupees. That's why I'm kind of not sure if I'm gonna get everything. I know you get a lot of rupees from the side modes, but I'm not bursting with confidence that we're gonna get that many rupees. So with the fishing being a bit of a bust for now, and we still have the one from the Seashell Mansion anyway, let us enter Dalpei's shack, and see what he has to say to us. Hey there, company is always welcome. You look like you've been through a lot. Sit down and tell me about it. Huh, that's quite the tale. Oh, you've got a new chamber stone. Let me make that into a chamber for you real quick. You got some new chambers. Slot them into the dungeon to see what's inside. You got a plus monsters effect. Apply it to a chamber to add a horde of monsters. What are you here for? We're first of all going to use Amiibo. What did you have in mind? Get special chamber. So I have the special figure for Link's Awakening. So we scan it. You got the Great Fairies chamber. You got the plus Shadow Link effect. Cast a terrifying shadow over your dungeon. What are you here for? So that is a special effect of the Link's Awakening Link Amiibo. So, let's jump in. I started this one already. Can you finish it? Make a path from the entrance to the Nightmare's lair. There's gotta be a stop along the way for the treasure chest. If a chamber has got an exit, you gotta connect it to another exit. Nobody wants an exit that goes nowhere. Take chambers from the menu on the right with A, then slap them on the tiles to the left with A. A lot of times you will want a chamber with a particular set of exits, so that's how I divided them up. You can flip through the list with L and R. So, for example, there's this little room to the side. You can just drop a chamber down there. An exit in the chamber might turn into a locked door or shutter depending on which chamber you hook it up to. There are rules for which type of exit gets the right of way. You'll learn pretty quick as you go. So this room is useless because we put a boss in there without a key. I did that on purpose, by the way. So ZL and ZR shift categories, ZR or L and R shift between different shapes. So we need this type of room. I'm making the most shallow dungeon possible, by the way, on purpose. This is absolutely not going to be a masterpiece. This is just sometimes you think you're all set, but the chamber isn't turning red or blue like it should. When that happens, press Y to check and see what the deal is. Your unconnected chambers or unconnected exits. So we need a 2 and like this. By the way, sub-exits also need to have something to connect to. That's really important to keep in mind. The Nightmare keys always going to be in the last treasure chest you open. Any extra chests around the dungeon will have rupees and such in them. So you might want to put extra treasure chests just so you get more rupees. And they'll also automatically give you enough keys to complete the dungeon. When the entrance lights up green, the job is done. Press A on the entrance to go adventuring through your shiny new dungeon. While you're on your adventure in the chamber dungeon, I'll set you up with all the bombs and such you need. After it's over though, you'll have whatever you had before. So hypothetically, going back here, it might not even be a bad idea putting an extra treasure chest, just to, give us some, more rupees, because we need a lot. So now we can go adventuring. This is kind of an interesting concept that's kind of undercooked, I'd say. The goal of the adventure in the dungeon is to get to the end and beat the nightmare. Try not to run out of hearts before you get there. If you want to quit before an adventure is over, you can either leave through the entrance or choose Quit Adventuring from the system part of the subscreen. So I made a dungeon I can easily breeze through. The left path goes to the Master Stalfos, so I can skip it. And otherwise I just go straight through. The last key will always be the treasure, so we do need to get every chest, basically. It's kind of neat, being able to kind of cobble together your own dungeons, but it's also very, very shallow. You end up kind of reusing rooms a lot. Here's a fun thing, we actually don't even need the magic powder anymore. We just do that instead. But yeah, all of these are existing rooms, which means they get really repetitive over time. But yeah, you also keep all rupees you collect, so obviously you do want to put in some extra treasure here and there, for the sake of making things a little bit more profitable to you. So, this is kind of an interesting mode, and a lot of people have theories about this. A lot of people suspect that this was sort of testing the waters, put together like a Zelda Maker, like Mario Maker. And I feel like the fact that they added Zelda into, or Link into, Mario Maker 2 kind of also lends some credence to that. Inside, we have another fight with, Moldorm in his arena. Let's see how fast we can do this. That's one hit with a spin attack, and he's already red. There we go. 2 hits with a spin attack, and he's already down. Yeah, that's pretty trivial at this point. Again, you unlock this, like, after the Bottle Grotto, so we're overpowered. What a show! There were times I'd swear you had one foot in the grave. A throw like that deserves something from my collection in exchange. You got a chamber, slot it into the dungeon to see what's inside. The rupees you find around the dungeon are a little bonus for me. You can keep them once the adventure's over. Watching you down there gave me an idea for a new challenge. It's ready whenever you want. What are you here for? Another thing you can do is actually save dungeons and receive dungeons from Amiibo. There is no online connectivity. If you want to share your dungeon you've made, you need to physically give someone your Amiibo and have them scan it in. It's really poorly thought out, I would say. Again, this just feels like one of those, like, cool idea, bad execution kind of things. See those tiles with the treasure chests and locked door marks? That's where you put chambers that have stuff in them. You get keys to open locked doors. You get keys to open locked doors out of treasure chests. Be sure you place enough chests to make it through, so that's the adventurer run out of keys. You always need an entrance and a nightmare lair. That's the basic rule of chamber dungeons. Some tiles have treasure chests or locked door marks. When you see one of those, you've got to put a chamber on it that has what it wants. So again, we can kind of break these a little bit. And just do something really basic if we really wanted to. Obviously you can really do a lot with this. Question is, will you do a lot with this? In my case, the answer is not really. I tend to make really short dungeons that I can just breeze through really fast, in order to meet the clear conditions. because I'm not particularly, like, creative or anything. So yeah, I just tend to do really, easy little rooms like this. Actually, I'm not sure what it wants from me. Yeah, I might have to loop this around, actually. Yeah, this can be a little difficult at times. It's not too bad. Why is it? Okay, it needs to have a locked door, I think. So yeah, that kind of narrows down your options. One chamber stairs is enough. You should put a second stair too, that way they'll link up. So that one would not be great because I need to get a staircase. Yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into this. And yeah, to get all of the, like, criteria, for 100%, you do need to do this, and, to be perfectly honest, I don't know how to feel about this. At least in terms of, you know, it being a 100% requirement. So we need a locked door, so do that. One thing we can do is have this kind of loop around, like this. Also, you have to make it so there are enough keys for everything, so you can't, like, have a soft lock at all. You have an amiibo room here for the Great Fairy if you want free heals. Just put in a bunch of easy rooms like this. And I'm gonna put one here with a key because it makes me do this. I need a junction here with a treasure chest. This works. And then I need to link it to a dungeon. All of them basically go, bottom to top, so I'm going to put Moldorm because he is the easiest boss to defeat, not kidding. And there we go! A really awkwardly constructed dungeon. So, we're gonna hit record arrangement. Arrangement recorded. To save this arrangement permanently, you must save your game on the system screen. Because, I don't think we have time in this, to go through it. Really quickly, I want to check again at the town, because again, we are still trying to get one of the chamber stones, so I'm gonna actually head back to town, and in fact, I think for the sake of getting this chamber stone, just powering through and getting it, we are going to basically just keep trying until we get it. How many rupees do I even have? I might have to save and load at some point. But yes. We are going to just power through the fishing, get this over with. We've been trying for so long to get this fish caught. And no luck. So I'm just gonna do some fishing for a while, and we'll come back when we actually have Old Baron in sight. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.